Gyanakosha, an encyclopedia of Vedic knowledge by Pact. Vedas. Rig Veda. Hymns and Soma, Mandala 9.
ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपवज्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणान् ब्रह्मणस्पतः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः स्वादिष्टया मर्दिष्टया पवस्वसो मधारया इन्द्रायुपर्पातवे सुतः रक्षोः विश्वचर्षिनिर्भि योनिमर्यो हतं दृणा हृदस्तमासदत्.
Mandala 9, Sukta 67. Rishi Brihaspatya Bharadwaja in meter Gayatri visualize Soma and others. Thou, Soma, hast a running stream, joyous, most strong at sacrifice, flow bounteously, bestowing wealth, effused as cheerer of the men, flowing best gladdener thou art, a prince to Indra with thy dews, poured forth by pressing stone, do thou with loud roar send us in a stream, most excellent illustrious might. Indu, urged forward, floweth through the fleecy cloth, the tawny one, with his loud roar hath brought us strength. Indu, thou flowest through the fleece, bringing facilities and fame, and Soma, spoil and wealth in kind. Hither, O Indu, bring us wealth in steeds and cattle hundredfold. Bring wealth, O Soma, thousandfold. In purifying through the sea the rapid drops of Soma dews, come nay to Indra in their course. For Indra floweth excellent Indu, the noblest Soma dews, the living for the living one. The glittering maids send Sura, forth they with their song have sung aloud, to Pavamana dropping meat. May Pusan, drawn by goats, be our protector, and on all his path bestow on us our share of maids. This Soma flows like gladdening oil for him who wears the braided locks. He shall give us our share of maids. This Soma juice, O glowing God, flows like pure oil, effused for thee. He shall give us our share of maids. Flow onward, Soma, in thy stream, begetter of the sage's speech. Wealth giver among gods art thou. The falcon dips within the jars, he wraps him in his robe and goes, loud roaring to the vats of wood. Soma, thy juice hath been effused and poured into the pitcher. Like a rapid hawk it rushes on. For Indra, flow most rich in sweets, O Soma, bringing him delight. They were sent forth to feast the gods, like chariots that displayed their strength. Brilliant, best givers of delight, these juices have sent Vayu forth. Bruised by the pressed stones and extolled, Soma, thou goest to the sea, giving the worshipper hero strength. This juice, bruised by the pressing stones and lauded, passes through the sea, slayer of demons, through the fleece. O Pavamana, drive away the danger, whether near at hand or far remote, that finds me here. This day may Pavamana cleanse us with his purifying power, most active purifying priest. O Agni, with the cleansing light diffused through all thy fiery glow, purify thou this prayer of ours. Cleanse us with thine own cleansing power, O Agni, that is bright with flame, and by libations poured to thee. Savita, God, by both of these libation, purifying power, purify me on every side. Cleanse us, God Savita, with three, O Soma, with sublimest form, Agni with forms of power and might. May the gods' company make me clean, and Vasus make true pure by song. Purify me, O general gods, O Jatavedas, make me pure. Fill thyself full of juice. Flow forth, O Soma, thou with all thy stocks, the best oblation to the gods. We with our homage have approached the friend who seeks our wandering praise, young strengthener of the Solomon rite. Last is alias axe, O Soma, God do thou send it back hither in thy flow, even Soma, God if it were a mole. The man who reads the essence stored by saints, the Pavamani hymns, tastes food completely purified, made sweet by Mother Riswan's touch. Whoever reads the essence stored by saints, the Pavamani hymn, Saraswati draws forth for him water and butter, milk and meat. Mandala 9, Sukta 68, Rishi Vastrapari Valadhan in Jagati meter hailed Soma Pavamana. The drops of Soma juice, like cows who yield their milk, have flowed forth rich in meat unto the shining one, and seated on the grass, raising their voice, assumed the milk, the covering robe, wherewith the udder stream. He billows with a roar around the highest twigs. The tawny one is sweetened as he breaks them up. Then passing through the sieve into the ample room, the god throws off the dregs according to his wish. The gladdening drink that measured out the meeting twins fill full with milk the eternal ever waxing pair, bringing to light the two great regions, limitless moving above them he gained sheen that never fades. Wandering through the parents, strengthening the floods, the sage makes his place swell with his own native might. The stalk is mixed with grain. He comes led by the men together with the sisters and preserves the head. With energetic intellect the sage is born, deposited as germ of law far from the twins. They being young at first showed visibly distinct the creature that is half concealed and half exposed. The sages knew the form of him, the gladdener, what time the falcon brought the plant from far away. Him who assures success they beautified in stream, the stock who earned therefore mighty and meet for praise. Together with the rishis, with their prayers and hymns, 10 women deck thee, Soma friendly when effused. Led by the men with invocations of the god, through the fleece thou hast given us strength to win the spoil. Songs resonant with praise have celebrated him, Soma, friend springing forth with his fair company. Even him who rich in meat, with undulating stream, winner of wealth, immortal, sends his voice from heaven. He sends it into all the region forth from heaven. Soma, while he is filtered, settles in the jars. With milk and waters is he decked when pressed with stones. Indu, when purified, shall find sweet rest and room. Even thus poured forth, how on thy way, O Soma, vouchsafing us most manifold lively vigor, we will invoke benevolent earth and heaven. Give us, a gods, riches with noble heroes. Mandala 9, Sukta 69, Rishi Hiranyastupa Angirasa in meter Gayatri hailed Somapavamana. Laid like an arrow on the bow, the hem had been loosed like a young calf to the udder of its dam. As one who cometh first with full stream, she is milked, the Soma is impelled to this man's holy rites. The thought is deeply fixed, the savory juice is shed, the tongue with joyous sound is stirring in the mouth, and Pavamana, like the shout of combatant, the drop rising in sweet juice, is flowing through the fleece. He flows about the sheepskin, longing for a bride. He loses Aditi's daughters for the worshipper. The sacred drink hath come, gold-tinted, well-restrained, like a strong bull he shines, whetting his manly might. The bull is bellowing, the cows are coming neigh, the goddesses approach the god's own resting place. Onward hath Soma passed through the sheep's fair, bright fleece, and hath, as it were, endued a garment newly washed. The golden-hued immortal, newly bathed, puts on a brightly shining vesture that is never harmed. He made the ridge of heaven to be his radiant, robed by sprinkling of the bowls from moisture of the sky. Even as the beams of Surya, urging men to speed, that cheer and send to sleep, together rushed they were forth. These swift outpourings in long curls of holy rite, no form save only Indra shows itself so pure. As down the steep slope of a river, to the vale drawn from the steed, the swift strong draughts have found their way. Well be it with the men and cattle in our home. May powers, O Soma, may the people stay with us. Pour out upon us wealth in goods, in gold, in steeds, in cattle, and in corn, and great heroic strength. E Soma, are my fathers, lifted up on high as heads of heaven, and makers of the strength of life. These Pavamanas here, these drops of Soma, to Indra have sped forth like cars to booty. Effused, they pass the cleansing fleece, while gold-hued they cast their covering off to pour the rain down. O Indu, flow thou on for lofty Indra, flow blameless, very gracious, foe destroyer. Bring splendid treasures to the man who lauds thee. O heaven and earth, with all the goods protect us. Sukta 70, Rishi Renu Vishwamitra in Gayatri meter hailed Somapavamana. The 3 times 7 milk kine in the eastern heaven have for this Soma poured the genuine milky draught. 4 other beauteous creatures hath he made for his adornment when he waxed in strength through the holy rites. Longing for lovely Amrit, by his wisdom he divided, each apart from other, earth and heaven. He gladly wrapped himself in the most lucid flood, when through their glory they found the gods' resting place. May those his brilliant rays he ever free from death inviolate for both classes of created things, rays where with powers of men and gods are purified. Even for this have sage welcomed him as king. He, while he is adorned by the 10 skillful ones, that he too in the midmost mothers may create, while he is watching over the lovely Amrit's ways, looks on both races as beholder of mankind. He, while he is adorned to stream forth mighty strength, rejoices in his place between the earth and heaven. The steed dispels the evil-hearted with his might, aiming at offerings as an archer at the game. Beholding, as it were, two mother cows, the steer goes roaring on his way even as the Marutas roar. Knowing eternal law, the earliest light of heaven, he passing wise was chosen out to tell it forth. The fearful bull is bellowing with violent might, far-sighted, sharpening his yellow-colored horn. Soma assumes his seat in the well-fashioned place. The cowhide and the sheepskin are his ornament, bright, making pure his body, free from spot and stain. On the sheep's back the golden colored hath flowed down, acceptable to Mitra, Vayu, Varuna. He is prepared as threefold meal by skillful men. Flow on for the gods' banquet, Soma as a steer, and enter Indra's heart, the Soma's reservoir. Bear us beyond misfortune, ere we be oppressed. The man who knows the land directs the man who asks. Urge like a cart steed, flow to strength, O Soma, Hindu, flow onward to the throat of Indra. Skilled bearers passed as in a boat over water, as battling hero sabers from the foeman. Shukta 71, Rishi Rishabha Viswamitra in meter Gayatri, hail Soma Pavamana. The guerdon is bestowed, the mighty takes his seat, and ever watchful guards from fine and evil's pride. Gold-hued he makes the cloud his dainty, the milk his carpet in both worlds, and prayer his robe of state. Strong billowing, he goes like one who slays the folk. He lets this hue of asuras flow off from him, throws off his covering, seeks his father's meeting place, and thus makes for himself the bright robe he assumed. Onward he flows from both the hand, pressed out with stone, excited by the prayer. The water makes him wild. He frolics and draws near, completes his work with song, and bathes in streams to satisfy the worshipper. They pour out meat around the master of the house, celestial strengtheners of the mountain that gives might, in whom, through his great powers, oblation-eating cows in their uplifted under mix their choicest milk. They, the 10 sisters, on the lap of Aditi, have sent him forward like a car from both the arms. He wanders and comes near the cow's mysterious place, even the place which his inventions have produced. Like as a falcon to his home, so speeds the god to his own golden, wisely fashioned place to rest. With song they urge the darling to the sacred grass. The Holy One goes like a cursor to the god. From far away, from heavens, the red-hued noted sage, steer of the triple height, hath sung unto the kine. With 1,000 guidings he leading, this way and that, shines as a singer splendidly through many a morn. His covering assumes a radiant hue. Wherever he comes into the fight, he drives the foe afar. The winner of the floods, with food he seeks the host of heaven. He comes to praises glorified with milk. Like a bull roaming round the herds he billows, he hath assumed the brilliancy of Surya. Down to the earth hath looked the heavenly falcon. Soma with wisdom views all living creatures.